Okay, and this is a video about how to factorize quadratics using the guide number method. So let's have a look at these three here. So the first one is 2x squared plus 5x plus 3. Okay, so our step one, we multiply the 2 by the 3, and that equals plus 6. So there's the 2 and the 3. We multiply the number before the x squared by the constant to give us 6. We then identify the factors of 6. So the factors of 6 are 1 and 6 and 2 and 3. They're both going to be positive because it's a plus 6. Okay, so therefore the factors that multiply to give us 6 are both going to be positive. So we then say which ones of these add up to give myself 5. So which of these pairs of factors, 1 and 6 or 2 and 3, add up to give myself 5? And it's 2 and 3. So step 2, we pick our pair. And the pair we pick is this one, is 2 and 3, plus 2 and plus 3. Step 3, we rewrite our function. So it's going to be 2x squared, then plus 2x plus 3x, plus 2x plus 3x plus the original 3. That's the original function. You'll note that 2x and 3x is 5x. That's here. So this is the same function. This here is the same as this. It's just we've rewritten it like this. The guide number method allows us to factorize nicely. Now step 4, we group. Now in order to group, what we do is we identify what is the highest common factor among these two, and what's the highest common factor among these. Well, this one here, the highest common factor is 2x. And in this one here, the highest common factor is 3. So let's put down the 2x here. And what's going to be inside the bracket? Well, 2x multiplied by what gives me 2x squared? Well, that's x. And then I put a plus in because it's a plus here. 2x multiplied by what gives me 2x? And that's going to be 1. Now I have a plus 3. That's my highest common factor here. What does 3 multiply by to give me 3x? And that's equal to x. And what does 3 multiplied by to give me 3? And that's 1. Plus 1. So I have a 2x multiplied by x plus 1, and I have a 3 multiplied by x plus 1. So my answer is 2x plus 3 by x plus 1. And that's the answer to that. Let's have a look at another one. We'll have a look at this one here now. 7x squared plus 13x minus 2. So step 1 is 7 multiplied by minus 2. That's equal to minus 14. Now, we have minus 14 here. Now, the factors of 14, of minus 14, are either minus 1 multiplied by 14, or 1 multiplied by minus 14, or 2 multiplied by minus 7, or minus 2 multiplied by 7. I didn't do this in class today. I just put in the 1 and 14, but I put them all in now. These are all the possibilities of numbers that multiply to give myself minus 14. They are either minus 1 and 14 or 1 and minus 14. I could put a bracket around that if I wanted. Or 2 multiplied by minus 7 or minus 2 multiplied by 7. So which one is it? Which one of these pairs is going to add up to plus 13? So minus 1 and 14, that adds up to plus 13. 1 and minus 14, that would add up to minus 13. 2 and minus 7 would add up to minus 5, and minus 2 and 7, that would add up to plus 5. So we put in, that's going to give me plus 13, minus 13, minus 5, and plus 5. The one we want is this one. So these are my pairs. Now we want to pick our pair. So we've identified it's minus 1 and 14, so minus 1 and 14 is our pair. We then rewrite. We rewrite this here, but instead of writing 13x, we write it as minus x plus 14x, using these numbers here. So I'm going to go 7x squared minus x plus 14x, which adds up to plus 13x, so it hasn't changed, minus 2. Okay. And then the next thing then we do, we group. Step 4 is group. So pick the highest common factor of this here, which is equal to x, and the highest common factor over here is equal to 2. So let's use those now to group. So I'm going to go x into 7x minus 1 plus 2 into 7x minus 1. So therefore, we're going to have x plus 2 multiplied by 7x minus 1. And that's our answer. Okay, let's go look at the last one now. Okay, so step 1, we do 5 times minus 4 is minus 20. Now let's do the factors of that. We've got 1 and minus 20, minus 1 and 20, 2 and minus 10, and minus 2 and plus 10, 4 and 5, minus 4, sorry, it should be 4 and minus 5, and minus 4 and plus 5. So they're all the different factors. If I multiply that by that, I get minus 20. If I multiply minus 1 by 20, I get minus 20. 2 by minus 10, minus 2 by plus 10, 4 by minus 5. So these are all the factors of minus 20. Now, which pair of them add up to give me minus 8? That's what I'm looking for. Which pair is going to give me minus 8? So, it's not that one. It's not that one. This one here looks good. I have a plus 2 and a minus 10. So that's going to give me minus 8. This one here would give me plus 8. This one would give me minus 1. And this one here would give me plus 1. So that's my pair. So step 2, pick a pair which add up to minus 8 here. To that. And that's going to give me 2 comma minus 10. I then step 3, I rewrite. So I'm rewriting 5x squared plus 2x minus 10x and then minus 4. I then identify the highest common factor on both sides. The highest common factor here is x. The highest common factor over here looks like 2. Alright, 2 will go into 10, 2 goes into 4. So now step 4, group. So I'm going to x into 5x plus 2. That's going to give me 5x squared plus 2x. Then I'm going to go plus 2 into minus 5x minus 2. Now the problem here, as you can see, because when I took out 2, it gives me minus 5x here, because 2 multiplied by minus 5x gives me minus 10x, which is what I want. And I've got 2 multiplied by minus 2 gives me minus 4. But, as you can see, I have a 5x plus 2 here, and I have a minus 5x minus 2 here. So what I'm going to do is, I'm going to change the signs. I'm going to change that to a minus, that to a plus, and that to a plus. So it's going to give me x into 5x plus 2 minus 2 into 5x plus 2. And we did this a few days ago to show that that's the same thing. 2 multiplied by minus 5 gives me minus 10x. Minus 2 by 5 gives me minus 10x. Plus 2 by minus 2 gives me minus 4. Minus 2 by plus 2 gives me minus 4. So it's all the same. Now this is the same as this. So I can finalize it now. I can now go, my answer is equal to x minus 2, open bracket, by 5x plus 2. That's my answer. Okay. Right, one final one, which is the most complex, but it's to cover all the angles, all the potential questions. So step 1, 2 times 6 is equal to 12. Let's work out all our factors of 12. We've got 1 times 12 is equal to 12. 2 times 6, that's equal to 12. 3 times 4 is equal to 12. I could go 4, 3, but that's the same as 3, 4, so we don't need that. So that's all our factors. And now what we've asked is, well, which pair are we going to choose that's going to add up to minus 8? 1 and 12, 2 and 6, 3 and 4. None of those add up to 8, or to minus 8, should I say. So the reason is we're missing something. In addition to 1 and 12 and 2 and 6, there's also minus 1, minus 12, minus 2, minus 6, and minus 3, minus 4. Because minus 1 multiplied by minus 12, that always gives you plus 12. And minus 2 by minus 6 gives you plus 12. And minus 3 by minus 4 gives you plus 12. So these are the factors, the negative ones as well. When you've got a positive number here and a negative number here, you may need to do this. So again, which of these pairs add up to minus 8? Well, it's this one. That one adds up to minus 13, that's a minus 7, so it's this one. So step 2, our pair is minus 2 and minus 6. Now we rewrite in the same way. So we rewrite as, I'll do the blue, 2x squared minus 2x minus 6x plus 6. That's minus, so 2x squared minus 2x minus 6x, that's the same as that, plus 6. Now step 4, group. So which of these, what's your highest common factor? This must got your highest common factor here. 2x your highest common factor there, and 6 is your highest common factor here. So now let's group them. We're going to get 2x into x minus 1. So that's 2x squared minus 2x, correct. Plus 6 into, well, it's going to be minus x plus 1. Okay, now plus 6 multiplied by minus x gives me minus 6x, which is correct, is what I want. And plus 6 by plus 1 gives me plus 6, which is what I want as well. But what I don't want is, I don't want an x plus 1 over here, or an x minus 1 over here, and a minus x plus 1 over here. So they're the other way around, they're the wrong way around. So we've done this before, so we change all the signs, these 3 signs, change that to a minus, change this to a plus, and change it to a minus, and then we just rewrite. So we're going to rewrite it as 2x into x minus 1 minus 6 into x minus 1. So I just change them. And then I can rewrite my answer is equal to 2x minus 6 times x minus 1. So that's the most difficult one we can come across in when you've got a positive number here but a negative number here. And when you do all your ordinary factors, your positives, you find that they don't add up to minus 8. So then remember that you've got this as well. Now in truth, you can short circuit this down. You don't have to list all these factors once you get used to it. You can kind of just maybe spot something quicker than that. But that's the full step. I hope that helped. Talk to you soon.